Hi students, welcome to Learner's Planet. Students, in the previous session we discussed about the types of fabrics which are divided into three categories: natural fabrics, synthetic fabrics and blended fabrics. And in the previous session we discussed about natural fabrics which are divided into two: plant fibers and animal fibers, out of which we discussed about plant fibers. For example, cotton and jute. So we discussed about the production of cotton as well as the production of jute. And I hope you enjoyed that session. Okay, so in today's session we are going to continue with plant fibers. Right, so let us start with this session. Yes. We discussed about cotton and jute, but there are other useful plant fibers too. And there are other important plant fibers like flax, hemp, coir and silk cotton. Right? Now, try to recall what are the plant fibers. Yes, plant fibers may be obtained from the plant's fruit, stem or leaf. Do you remember that they are generally considered more environmentally friendly than synthetics in their production and disposal because these are breathable, they are renewable and biodegradable. Biodegradable means that which composes completely by the action of microorganisms. And these are incredibly comfortable for human skin. Right? So let us now start this session with other useful plant fibers. So we'll start with the first plant fiber in today's session, and that is flax, also called as linen. So students, fibers obtained from the stem of the flax plant are woven to make a fabric called linen. Basically, flax is an annual plant which is grown for its fibers, and these fibers are called as bast fibers. So remember this new term, flax fibers are also called as bast fibers. Okay, so they are known as bast fibers, which are located towards the outer edge of the stem, right? And they are extremely strong and lightweight. That is why the plants are cut near the ground and they are soaked in water. And then they are beaten. Why they are beaten? So that they can loosen the fibers. So what is done? Yes, the fibers which are known as the bast fibers are located towards the outer edge of the stem. And the plants are cut near the ground and soaked in water and then beaten to loosen the fibers. And finally, the fiber is then stripped from the core and dried before being spun into yarn or pulped for paper production. So what we can say about flax, that it is an annual plant that grows to a height of 1 meter in cool, wet areas. It produces one main stem which is about 40 to 80 centimeters tall, and it produces in 3 to 4 months after planting it. So basically, flax produces linen, which is a soft, lustrous and flexible, creamy white fiber which is easily dyed. So here is a picture of a flax fiber. It is linen, which is very soft, it is lustrous and it is creamy white fiber. So it can be easily dyed, means any color, whatever color we want, we can dye it with that color and we can have our favorite color. So basically flax is stronger than cotton, but it is less elastic. And that is why we can say that linen does wrinkle, but it presses easily. Although strong creasing will break the fibers, but then too, if we press, it gets pressed easily. And that is why we can say that linen is used for a range of textile products including clothing and sheets. So basically flax fibers are used for a range of textile products. They are also used in the production of ropes and high quality paper. So what can we say about flax? Yes, it is grown in a variety of climates and soil conditions since ancient times. And flax plants yield linen fiber. This is a linen fiber which is obtained from flax plant. So linen is a strong coarse fiber that wraps well, and like other cellulose fibers, it is durable but lacks elasticity, or it has less elasticity. The more it is worked with and used, the softer and more lustrous it gets. This is its property. Okay, so this was about flax. And now we are going to discuss about the second plant fiber called hemp. So what is hemp? Yes, it is also a plant fiber. So what can we say? That hemp fibers are obtained from the stem of the hemp plant. Here you can see this is the hemp. This is just a part of hemp plant. But you can notice, or anytime if you see the leaf of the hemp plant, you will be able to identify it by its leaf. And that is why I have put an image for you. Right? So hemp fibers are obtained from the stem of the hemp plant. How beautiful it is. So hemp plants basically grow best in loamy soil. Right? It is the coarse, durable bast fiber of the high yield plant. Means this fiber does not contain the chemicals which is found in the leaves of various plants. So it is used historically for many items. It is basically a deep-rooted plant which needs less or little fertilizer. Right? So it is a deep-rooted plant which needs little fertilizer or less fertilizer. And that is why it is used for textiles, rope and fine paper products. It is used in the production of ropes, carpets, clothes, nets and paper. Basically for the paper production. And so as it was introduced or it was invented by some people or discovered by some people in ancient times only, it is used historically for items such as ropes and ship sails. It also makes extremely strong paper that does not require any harsh chemical processing to produce, and that is why it is used to make paper, and we can say that it has fine paper products. So basically hemp fabrics can be machine washed and it can be dried, and they soften considerably after laundering. Right? So it is a fabric just like linen in smoothness. It also wrinkles easily just like linen, but it withstands water better than any other textile product. And you will be very amazed to know that China is the main producer, with Spain, Korea, the Russian Federation and the Shire being other major producers. Alright, so hemp is used in many ways and for making many things. But remember that it makes the fine paper products. Right? So now let us move on to the third plant fiber named coir. So we discussed about flax, also called as linen, popularly called as linen, and we discussed about hemp. Now let us discuss about the third one. The third plant fiber is useful plant fiber is coir. So coir is a fiber obtained from the outer covering of the fruit of coconut palm. Wow! Have you ever imagined that even coconut palm can give such type of fiber? Yes, it gives. Coir is the fiber which is obtained from the coconut palm. Coconut palms grow to about 25 meters tall in sunny, humid areas on a wide variety of well-drained soils where there is a constant supply of fresh water. So basically we can say that coir is the fiber which is obtained from the outer layer of coconuts, which is produced in a great many tropical countries. Tropical countries means where there is plenty of rainfall. Or we can basically say that tropical means where there is the hilly regions. So it is basically grown in hilly region where there is constant supply of fresh water. So coir is produced as a byproduct of other coconut products such as copra, also called as dried coconut flesh. So remember this, that it is produced as a byproduct of other coconut products such as copra, which is a dried coconut flesh. Coir is also produced as a byproduct from the coconut products such as copra, oil and coconut flesh, and the fibrous layer of the fruit is separated from the hard shell by driving the fruit down into or onto a spike to split it, and then the husks are soaked in water for up to 10 months, means they are also going through a retting process. And then they are beaten to break away the fibers. So basically what we can say, this is one such picture of coconut fiber. Means the coir, which is the fiber which is obtained from the coconut. Right? So usually coconuts are left in water for months, and the husk is then separated from the nut and it is beaten from the wooden mallets to get the fiber. Means it also goes through the retting process. And then the fiber obtained is spun and dyed and is ready for weaving. And therefore we get a various, means many things which can be made out of coir. So there are various qualities of coir. And that is why coir is used to make several household products like robes and floor coverings. Even some varieties are used as a stuffing in mattresses and pillows. You can just imagine that what is there in pillows that makes it so fluffy and so fatty type. Why? Because there is some stuffing in the pillows. And coir is one of the plant fiber which is used as a stuffing in mattresses as well as in pillows. So, as we know that coir is the fiber obtained by the outer layer of coconuts. Now you must have seen the coconuts, how hard it is. and that is why the fiber obtained from it, that is the coir, the fibers obtained from it are very strong. And that is why we can say that coir is the fiber which is very strong, it is light in weight, and it can withstand heat and salt water as well. Young coconuts produce white fiber, which can be used for the production of yarn, for the production of rope, and even for fishing nets. Even the older coconuts produce brown fiber, which can be used for brushes and mattresses. So young and old coconuts both can produce white fiber and brown fiber respectively, which are used for the production of many things like yarn, rope, fishing nets, brushes, and mattresses. How amazing it is. There are some other applications also, like these are used, coir is used for geotextiles, for fabrics which are used to stop the erosion. It is used to suppress weeds. Weeds means the things, the plants or the leaves which are undesirable. And it is also used for line hanging baskets because of its property, which is very strong and light in weight. So basically, it is used for many things like ropes and floor coverings. And you will be very amazed to know that India is one of the major exporter of coir, of this fiber. Other major exporters are Sri Lanka, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and India is also one of them. And you will be very, very shocked to know that it produced around 4,50,000 tons annually. So how much it produces, how much coir is produced annually and is exported to many countries, right? So that was all about coir, a very important plant fiber. Now we are going to study about fourth plant fiber, which is also very important and which is very demandable, and its name is silk cotton. So students, silk cotton is obtained from the silk cotton tree. So easy. But silk cotton tree is also called as kapok. So basically, silk cotton is obtained from the silk cotton tree called or named as kapok. Silk cotton trees drop their leaves, or kapok trees drop their leaves once in a year during the dry season, leaving bare limbs. And one very interesting thing about it is that every 5 to 10 years, these large bell-shaped flowers appear which have foul smell. So basically, silk cotton tree or silk cotton is obtained from a silk cotton tree called as kapok, which have large bell-shaped flowers, but they have foul smell. Right? So basically we can say that the white to pink flowers have 5 petals, and the flowers open in the early evening in order to attract bats that pollinate the kapok tree. How interesting and how amazing it is that their flowers open in the early evening in order to attract bats, and these bats pollinate the kapok tree. So basically, this fiber is not used for clothing because it is short and it breaks easily. So it cannot be easily made into thread like cotton does. So silk cotton is not so easy to make, and that is why it is not used for clothing. So basically, this is a picture of fiber, that is silk cotton. You can see here, this is a cotton and this is the kapok tree. Kapok tree, a part of kapok tree. Now these are the fruits of the kapok tree, which contain fibers that are light and fluffy like cotton. And when the fruit ripens, it bursts open. You can see here, it bursts open, releasing the fibers. So it is releasing the fibers just like cotton, white in color, light in weight and fluffy. And so the bursting of the fruit helps the tree in dispersing its seeds so that it can grow into a new kapok tree. So basically, it is not used for clothing, and that is why oil is made from its seeds and is used to make soap. Now you must be thinking that it is a foul-smelling tree, then how it is used to make soap? Yes, you know very well that many fragrances are added in making soap, and so it is used to make soap, but fragrances are added. So it is useful in making soap. Its oil is also useful, which is obtained from its seeds. And the seeds are so edible. Edible means they can be consumed and they are even eaten in some areas of the world. So basically, it is not used for clothing, and that is why the wood of the kapok tree is so soft that it is used to make dugout canoes, carvings and caskets, just like a jewelry box. Caskets are like jewelry boxes, right? So this is a fiber that is commonly used as a stuffing in pillows, also in life jackets, and it is also used as a stuffing in sleeping bags. So this fiber is known as a silk cotton, which is obtained from kapok tree or a silk cotton tree. Okay, so that was all about the useful plant fibers other than cotton and jute. So in today's session, we discussed about 4 important plant fibers: flax, which is also called as linen, hemp, coir and silk cotton. And I hope you enjoyed this session and learned about plant fibers and its uses. Right? So in next session, we will continue this lesson and we will learn about animal fibers and synthetic fibers. Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying.